Long time.
I know, it's been a few
Goodness.
weeks.
Hmm.
How have you been?
Great.
How's
great,
your tea?
Great.
What kind of tea is this?
Oh my goodness, it's a tea I make. It's hibiscus, ginger, and green tea with some cinnamon. It's yummy.
Let me have a sip.
Try some, and let's.
Tastes good. No sugar.
No, I don't do
Awesome.
sugar in my tea.
Yeah, sugar is really bad for you.
Very, very bad.
Very bad for you.
But anyway, wow.
Yeah, we're not talking about sugar today.
No. We could talk about sugar, but another time. So, how have you been, Laura?
Life has been lifing,
That's right.
as they say.
Mm-hmm.
It's been pretty busy. I thank God. Busy's good.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm happy to be able to record this session and finally. So, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about self-doubt. So we're not even going to go there. We're excited to be here.
Right.
We are happy that you're here.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that God has something great for each and every one of us. So
Yes.
let's dive in. Thank you, Laura. Go ahead.
Yeah, so in our previous episodes, we spoke about keeping the momentum, and we're continuing the Keeping the Momentum series. And today we'll be speaking about overcoming self-doubt. Sia, what do you know about self-doubt?
Self-doubt, in short, is more when I beat myself up unnecessarily.
Right.
In other words, self-doubt is when I allow everything else around me to tell me that I can't do something.
Right.
Self-doubt is, in short, is when I look down upon myself, which a lot of us do.
Right.
Thinking that we cannot accomplish a goal, or we are not good enough, or I don't have what it takes to go the extra mile, or to do what I'm created to do.
Right.
So that's, in short, in bracket, that's self-doubt.
Yeah, absolutely correct. For me, I see self-doubt as something that is very common. All of us at some point, I know this is a very generalizing statement, but most people at some point in their lives have experienced self-doubt to a certain degree. It's a common adversary. It's very paralyzing. And when we say paralyzing, it's paralyzing because it makes you question your abilities and your potentials and stops you dead in your tracks from moving forward and forging on the things that you plan to do for yourself. It causes you to procrastinate. It causes you to question yourself and cast a shadow on your aspiration, making you really question if you're capable, highlights all of your inadequacies, and pretty much robs us of the confidence that we need to move forward. So we really want to talk on the topic of self-doubt, because if we're not able to believe in ourselves and we sit on all of our flaws and inadequacies and ponder upon them, it really hinders us and steals that opportunity that we have from forging ahead and do the things that we want to do for ourselves, and also the things that are required of us. Sierra, what do you want to add to that?
Well, Laura, you've already introduced it very, very well. When we think about self-doubt, it also limits us from excelling.
Yes.
It's such a paralyzing, aspect that some people cannot just shake off.
Right.
And it's just like that child, okay? That child that's trying to take the first step. The mom or the dad, everybody's cheering the child on. Then you see the child sits down. Then they get up again. Because everybody's cheering them on, they believe that they can take the next step.
Right.
So then before you know, the child, after 3 day 3, day 4, day 5, the child is walking gradually. So with self-doubt, that child doesn't know the aspects of self-doubt. But if the child, God forbid, falls, a bad fall, they get scared. So related it also to the fish tank. When the new fish comes, it's scared. This is a different tank. I'm not used to these people here.
Right.
So self-doubt creeps in, like, am I gonna eat? So you see, like, for one whole day, they are not eating. They are scared. Like, because I don't want nobody to hurt me. I don't want nobody to harm me. These people are not friendly. I don't know these people. So that doubt keeps creeping in. Then you see a friendly one swimming. Like, come, you can play.
Right.
We can all eat. We can do this. We can do that. So Now that fish is taken out of that mindset of doubt and is brought into that mindset of, I can do this. I can excel.
Right.
I'm not going to procrastinate anymore going outside. I'm going to just go outside.
Right.
I'm not just going to think about it. I'm going to do it. Right. So that's what self-doubt does. When somebody masters the aspect of just not doubting yourself, trusting that you can do something with Christ, with God. Okay, because so many factors are going to tell us that you can't do it. No, you can't. Like even today, every factor is telling us that we can't be
even
here.
in the past few weeks.
Okay.
But we're speaking to you about keeping the momentum right. So ironically, we're trying to keep the momentum in all honesty, but we understand the importance of forging ahead and doing the things that are called of us and are required of us. And Sia, just to add to what you were saying, is that we have to have an athletic mind. An athletic mind is the best thing that I personally have done for myself. So when you think about an athlete, when they go out, they play a game, they lose, they don't stop because they've lost a game. They continue.
Okay.
Even think of like the best players in the world, LeBron James, the Djokovic, all of the best players. They don't always win every match, every game, but they don't let that stop them. They continue. And so when you have that mindset of not letting things hold you back, or obstacles or certain failures hold you back simply because you didn't do well today, or you didn't excel in something that you were hoping you would excel on, let that cast a doubt upon your ability to be able to perform. That was just that one scenario. You can look at it, reflect upon it, and learn from it. Because if every athlete stops playing after losing a match or after losing a game, then there would be no sports.
No.
So that's, a mindset that, we would encourage you to really take on as an athletic mind. And also, when it comes to self-doubt, something that ties into self-doubt is comparison. Comparing yourself to others and doubting yourself based on other people's performance. So going back to that athletic mindset is, when playing sports, there are people who are always going to be better than you. And so is life. You just have to work harder, train harder, do the very best. The key word being the very best that you can do, and best is relative. So you have to have that athletic mind when it comes to self-doubt, to ensure that you don't give up, avoiding comparison with other people's talents and abilities, focusing in on yourself, and believing that you're able to do it. So Sia, what does the Bible tell us about self-doubt?
The Bible tells us in Isaiah 41 verse 10, it says, so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. When I look at this, it's meaning that come outside, come to me. Don't be scared. Take the next step. Take the next adventure. Go. That thing you want to write. There are some of you, you're gifted to write, talented, but you've limited yourself so much. Present too. So I'm not just talking about some of you, I'm talking to the choir, myself too. There are so many things that you are capable of doing, you've been gifted to do, but we are scared of what people are going to say. We are scared because we feel like we cannot do it as this person. I'm not as eloquent as this person. I'm not as smart as this person. We are so big on telling ourselves all the things we are not as good as, than telling ourselves the things that we can do, and allow God to empower us to do what God has placed in us to do. So it's always something that the mind, if you don't keep your mind on God constantly and keep telling yourself, I can do all things through Christ, you limit yourself. You're so limited. Yes, you're so limited. You're so, sometimes for lack of better word, Lara, some people just find themselves in a dump they can't shake off. And it's so sad. They find themselves in a place where things get so trying and challenging for them and they don't even know how to start. So with that, the doubt has really crept in and swallowed them.
Right.
But when the Bible says, do not be afraid, do not fear, come out, come to me, he's going to uphold you with his righteous right hand, meaning that his hands are always on you. His right hand is always going to lead you. His right hand is always going to guide you. His right hand is always going to direct you. He is your guide. He's not going to leave you in the dark. When you feel like you don't know what to think, when you feel like you can't go the next step, he's there to tell you, my daughter, my son, you can go the next mile.
Right.
So that really, really speaks to me. So I think that if we are really thinking not to doubt ourselves, we always have to remember that there is something special in us.
Right.
There's something special in you that makes you you. There's something special in me that makes me me. And God wants that special thing he has placed in us to just bloom. He just wants us to be able to trust that when he brings it out, it's going to be for his glory. So,
that's fantastic. So yeah, that's excellent. And just to add to that, going back to the very common Bible verse, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It says through Christ who strengthens me, because sometimes your strength, your physical strength, mental strength, financial strength, just strength in general is not enough. And you look to God, your creator, to be there to give you that divine strength, divine help that you need. So when the Bible tells you that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, is for you to look up when you feel dismayed, when you feel discouraged, when you feel tired, when you feel like you just want to give up. You look up and say, I need your strength, because the Bible tells me that I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And that just reminds me of the story of Peter when Jesus told him to walk on water. If he started to walk, and then he started to doubt.
Yes.
And that's when he started to sink. And Jesus pretty much was like, where's your faith? That passage is, for me, one of the most significant in the Bible, because when you start to doubt yourself, and when you start to doubt the power of God to save you, because Jesus was right there in front of him, and he was still afraid. Jesus walked on water. Everyone, they all saw Jesus. The disciples saw Jesus walk on water. And Jesus like, do it. I'm here. I have done it. You can do it too. But he started to doubt. And he didn't have enough faith in himself to be able to walk to the other side to meet Jesus. And then he started to sink. So I think we've really elaborated on why it's important for you to hold on to your faith. Hold on to your belief, hold on to your convictions, that you're able to do the things that you're setting out to do, because if it can rest upon your heart, that means you have the capacity to do it. And if you don't have the capacity, there is something called capacity building. You build whichever way you can the capacity to do the things that you need to do.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah.
Well said. So what are we going to do? What are the act prompts we're going to put in place?
Yep. So you have to be honest with yourself in reflecting and saying what are some of the things that you have been putting off because of self-doubt, right? So and to figure out ways to put action to those things and believe that you're able to do them. Going back to what we said, you have to be honest. We said in our previous videos, you have to be honest with yourself about your strengths and your weaknesses. Work on them, the capacity building, like we said, and just forge ahead. It is possible, because you really can do all things through Christ who gives you strength. It's a real thing.
Well, the other thing also, Laura, also commitment. Our being committed to those things that we've identified that we want to work on.
Right.
In addition to what Laura said, just being committed. Sometimes it's challenging to be committed to something when you feel like you're not really strong enough to really do it, but you want to do it.
Right.
So it's so challenging. But then sometimes when we are committed to something, it brings that perfect result that we are looking for it to bring. So I think also commitment also comes with the tenacity to believe that we can do something, the grace to push forward you know, the strength that only God can empower us with to move, to forge forward. So I don't believe that we are trying to tell nobody anything that is like big or difficult for you to do, because it's something that we believe in doing ourselves, right? So I believe that what we are saying here today is stop doubting.
Yes.
Stop doubting and thrive. Stop doubting and move forward. Stop doubting and keep the momentum. But Lara, what's the last thing for us to, in that act prompt, what's the last thing?
You have to trust yourself.
Why?
Because you have to believe. You know, we hear it. I believe I can fly. I believe. Believe. But you really have to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself to be able to do the things that rest upon your heart that you want to do. And you may not have all of the skills, you may not have all of the resources, you may not have everything you need, but if you seek, you will find. And you know, going back to what we said earlier about capacity building, you have, if you don't have the capacity for something, maybe you have to build the capacity or somehow find a support system that can help you get that capacity to get it done. But you have to trust yourself and believe once again that I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. It's a real thing. It's an absolute real thing. And we're hoping that, you know, this episode has been a blessing to you to overcome self-doubt and forge ahead. Everything in this life that you use, that you see, was created by someone, was developed by someone's creativity and someone's ability to believe in themselves to be able to do it. And so you say to yourself, what is my contribution? Whatever is resting upon my heart, let me give it and put it out there as my contribution to the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that. So what's your contribution now? What are you going to contribute?
Right. Don't let self-doubt steal your contribution. At the end of the day, you have to contribute.
What difference do you want to make?
Exactly.
What lives do you want to impact? What changes do you want to make?
Absolutely.
What new steps, what new endeavors you want to take? What new careers you want to get into? What new ideas that are to be birthed, that are waiting to be birthed? Which places? Oh, there's so many places we could go. So where are those places you want to go to? Who told you that it's so expensive to travel? It's not.
Right.
If you plan, you put your best foot forward, you can go anywhere and everywhere you want to go.
Absolutely.
Well, with that said, Laura, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you.
Same here.
I'm so happy to have you. And also you out there, we are grateful for you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your updates. Thank you for cheering us on. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your dislikes. And we appreciate all of it. And thank you for also being with us. And we are going to continue to forge forward and see what God has in store for us. So we'll also try not to delay or not to what's the word?
Take too long before our next episode.
Yeah, we'll not allow things or life in
life
to life us.
life in life get in the way. But yeah, we're truly grateful. This has been an absolute blessing to see, and I love you. We love each other.
We love you all, and we love each other. She's my yin,
and she's my yang.
Yeah.
So thank you all so very much. Until next time, stay blessed.
Thank you. God bless you.
Sure.